Hello, it's me, Storyteller Mitch. Pardon, I haven't read that much this week. I had one hell of a week, actually. Basically, my dad had a heart attack, then I had to go over to their house, my parents' house, and take care of their dogs. I took my cat with. She escaped. We found her day before yesterday, and my dad's doing better, but still was one hell of a fucking week. Anyway, I'm reading Guts by Chuck Palahniuk. And it's off his website. I'll put the link below. Guts by Chuck Palahniuk, printed by Playboy magazine in March 2004. See, they do have good stories in there. Inhale. Take in as much air as you can. The story should last about as long as you can hold your breath, and then just a little bit longer, so listen as fast as you can. A friend of mine, when he was 13 years old, he heard about pegging. This is when a guy gets banged up the butt with a dildo. Stimulate the prostate gland hard enough, and the rumor is you can have explosive hands-free orgasms. At that age, this friend's a little sex maniac. He's always jonesing for a better way to get his rocks off. He goes out to buy a carrot and some petroleum jelly to conduct a little private research. Then he pictures how it's going to look at the supermarket check stand. The lonely carrot and petroleum jelly rolling down the conveyor belt toward the grocery store cashier. All the shoppers waiting in line, watching. Everyone seeing the big evening he has planned. So my friend, he buys milk and eggs and sugar and a carrot. All the ingredients for a carrot cake and Vaseline. He's forgetting the vanilla extract. You need that for a carrot cake, I think. Well, I put it in. Anyway, at home, like he's going home to stick a carrot cake up his butt. At home, he whittles the carrot into the blunt tool. He slathers it with ease and grinds his ass down on it. Then nothing. No orgasm. Nothing happens except it hurts. And then, this kid, his mom yells it's supper time. She says to calm down right now. He works the carrot out and stashes the slippery, filthy thing in the dirty clothes under his bed. After dinner, he goes to find the carrot and it's gone. All his dirty clothes while he ate dinner. His mom grabbed them all to the laundry. No way could she not find the carrot, carefully shaped with a paring knife from her kitchen, still shiny with lube and stinky. This friend of mine, he waits months under the black cloud, waiting for his folks to confront him. And they never do. Ever. Even now, he's grown up. That invisible carrot hangs over every Christmas dinner, every birthday party, every Easter egg hunt with his kids. His parents, grandkids, that ghost carrot is hovering over all of them. That something is too awful to name. People in France have a phrase, spirit of the stairway. In French, esprit de l'escalier. It means that moment when you find the answer, but it's too late. Say you're at a party and someone insults you. You have to say something, so under the pressure with everybody watching, you say something lame, but the moment you leave the party, ... As you start down the stairway, then, magic. You come up with the perfect thing you should have said, the perfect crippling put down. That's the spirit of the stairway. The trouble is even the French don't have a phrase for the stupid things you actually do say under pressure. Those stupid, desperate things you actually think or do. Some deeds are too low to even get a name, too low to even get talked about. Looking back, kids, psych experts, school counselors now say that most of the peak in teen suicide was kids trying to choke while they beat off. Their folks find them, a towel twisted around the kid's neck, the towel tied to the rod in their bedroom closet. The kid dead. Dead sperm everywhere. Of course, the folks cleaned up. They put some pants on their kid. They make it look ... better. Intentional, at least. The regular kind of sad teen suicide. Another friend of mine, a kid from school, his older brother in the Navy, said how guys in the Middle East jack off different than we do here. This brother has stationed in some camel country where the public market sells what could be fancy letter openers. Each fancy tool is just a thin rod of polished brass or silver, maybe as long as your hand with a big tip at one end. Either a big metal ball or the kind of fancy carved handle you'd see on the on a sword. This Navy brother says how Arab guys get their dick hard and then insert this metal rod inside the whole length of their boner. They jack off with the rod inside, and it makes getting off so much better, more intense. It's this big brother who travels around the world sending back French phrases, Russian favors, helpful jack-off tips. After this, the little brother one day he doesn't show up at school. That night he calls to ask if I'll pick up his homework for the next couple of weeks, because he's in the hospital. Okay. He's got to share a room with old people getting their guts worked on. He says how they all have to share the same television. All he's got for privacy is curtain. His folks don't come and visit. On the phone, he says how right now his folks could just kill his big brother in the Navy. On the phone, the kid says how, the day before, he was just a little stone. At home, his bedroom, he was flopped on bed. He was lighting a candle and flipping through some old porno magazines, getting ready to beat off. This is after he heard from his Navy brother. That helpful hint about Arabs beat off, the kid looks around for something that might do the job. A ballpoint pen's too big, a pencil's too big and rough, but drip down the side of the candle there's a thin, smooth ridge of wax that might work. With just the tip of one finger, this kid snaps the long ridge of wax off the candle. He rolls it smooth between the palms of his hands, long and smooth and thin. Stoned and horny, he slips it down inside, deeper and deeper into the piss slit of his boner. With a good hank of the wax still poking at the top, he gets to work. Even now, he says those Arab guys are pretty damn smart. They totally reinvented jacking off, flat on his back in bed. Things are going so good, the kid can't keep track of the wax. He's one good sneeze from shooting his wad, then the wax isn't sticking out anymore. The thin wax rod, it slipped inside, all the way inside, so deep he can't even feel the lump of the outside his piss tube. The lump of the inside his piss tube. From downstairs, his mom shouts, "It's supper time." She says to come down right now. This wax kid and the carrot are different people, but we all live pretty much the same life. It's after dinner when the kid's guts start to hurt. His wax, so we figured it would just melt inside him and he'd pee it out. Now his back hurts. His kidneys. He can't stand straight. This kid is talking on the phone from his hospital bed. In the background, you could hear bells ring, people screaming, game shows. The x-rays show the truth. Something long and thin bent double inside his bladder. This long, thin V inside him, it's collecting all the minerals in his piss. It's getting bigger and more rough, coated with crystals of calcium. It's bumping around, ripping up the soft lining of his bladder, blocking his piss from getting out. His kidneys are backed up. What little that leaks out his dick is red with blood. This kid and his folks, his whole family, them looking at the black x-ray with the doctor and the nurses standing there. The big V of wax glowing white for everybody to see. He has to tell the truth, the way Arabs get off, what his big brother rolled him from the Navy. On the phone right now, he starts to cry. They paid for the bladder operation with his college fund. One stupid mistake and now he'll never be a lawyer. See, that's why you need universal health care, so you don't have to pay for that shit. What got me in trouble, I called it pearl diving. Hold on. Okay. Sticking stuff inside yourself, sticking yourself inside stuff, a candle in your dick or your head in the news. We knew it was going to be big trouble. What got me in trouble, I called it pearl diving. This meant whacking off underwater, sitting on the bottom of the deep end of my parents' swimming pool. With one deep breath, I'd kick my way to the bottom and slip off my swim trunks. I'd sit down there for 2, 3, 4 minutes. Just from jacking off, I had a huge lung capacity. If I had the house to myself, I'd do this all afternoon. After I'd finally pump out my stuff, my sperm, it would hang there in a big fat milky gobs. After that was more diving to catch it all, to collect it and wipe each handful in a towel. That's why it's called pearl diving. Even with chlorine, there was my sister to worry about. Or, Christ almighty, my mom. Kid's toy, sorry. That used to be my worst fear in the world. My teenage virgin sister thinking she's just getting fat, then giving birth to a 2-headed retarded baby. Both heads looking just like me, the father and uncle. In the end, it's never what you worry about that gets you. The best part of pearl diving was the inlet port for swimming pool after and circulation pump. The best part was getting naked and sitting on it. As the French would say, who doesn't like getting their butt sucked? One minute I'm sitting on the pool bottom and the sky is wavy light blue through 8 feet of water above my head. Oops, sorry, I missed a sentence again. Still, 1 minute you're a kid getting off and the next minute you'll never be a lawyer. 1 minute I'm settling on the pool bottom and the sky is wavy, light blue, through 8 feet of water above my head. The world is silent except for the heartbeat in my ears. My yellow striped swim trunks are looped around my neck for safekeeping, just in case a friend, a neighbor, anybody shows up to ask why I skipped football practice. The steady suck of the pool inlet hole is lapping at me, and I'm grinding my skinny white ass around on that feeling. 1 minute, I've got enough air, and my dick's in my hand, my folks are gone at their work, my sister's got ballet, nobody's supposed to be home for hours. I do this again and again. This must be why girls want to sit on your face. The suction is like taking a dump that never ends. My dick is hard and getting my butt eaten out. I do not need air. My heartbeat in my ears. I stay under until bright stars light start warming around my eyes. My legs straight out. The suck of each knee rubbed raw against the concrete bottom. My toes are turning blue. My toes and fingers wrinkled from being so long underwater. And then I let it happen. The big white globs start spouting. The pearls. It's then I need some air. But when I got to kick off the bottom, I can't. I can't get my feet under me. My ass is stuck. Emergency paramedics will tell you that every year about 150 people get stuck this way, sucked by a circulation pump. Get your long hair caught or your ass and you're going to drown. Every year, tons of people do. Most of them in Florida. People just don't talk about it. Not even the French people talk about everything. Getting one knee up, getting 1 foot tucked under me. I get to half standing when I feel the tug against my butt. Getting my other foot under me, I kick off against the bottom. I'm kicking free, not touching the concrete, but not getting to the air either. Still kicking water, thrashing with both arms, I may be halfway to the surface, but not going higher. The heartbeat inside my head getting loud and fast. The bright sparks of my light crossing and crisis crossing eyes. I turn and look back, but it doesn't make sense. This thick rope, some kind of snake, blue-white and braided with veins, has come up out of the pool drain, and it's holding onto my butt. Some of the veins are leaking blood, red blood that looks like black water and drifts away from the little rips in the pale skin of the snake. The blood trails away, disappearing in the water, and inside the snake's thin blue-white skin you can see lumps of half-digested meal. That's the only way this makes sense. Some horrible sea monster, a sea serpent, something that never seen the light of day. It's been hiding in the dark bottom of the pool drain, waiting to eat me. So, I kick at it. At the slippery, rubbery, knotted skin and veins of it, and more of it seems to pull out of the pool drain. Maybe it's as long as my leg now, but still holding tight around my butthole. With another kick, I'm an inch closer to getting another breath. Still feeling the snake tug at my ass, I'm an inch closer to my escape. Knotted inside the snake, you can see corn and peanuts. You can see a long, bright orange ball. It's the kind of horse pill vitamin my dad makes me take to help put on weight, to get a football scholarship with extra iron and omega-3 fatty acids. It's seeing that vitamin pill that saves my life. It's not a snake. It's my large intestine, my colon pulled out of me, what doctors call prolapsed. It's my guts sucked in the drain. Paramedics will tell you something pulls 80 gallons of water every minute. That's about 400 pounds of pressure. The big problem is we're all connected together inside. Your ass is just at the far end of your mouth. If I let go, the pump keeps working, unraveling my insides until it's got my tongue. Imagine taking a 400-pound shit, and you can see how this might turn you inside out. What I can tell you is your guts don't feel much pain, not the way your skin feels. The stuff you're digesting, doctors call it fecal matter. Higher up is chine, pockets of thin runny mess studded with corn and peanuts and ground green peas. That's all this soup of blood and corn, shit and sperm and peanuts floating around me, even with my guts unraveling at my ass. Me holding on to what's left, even then my first want is to somehow get my swimsuit back on. God forbid my folks see my dick. My one hand holding a fist around my ass, my other hand snags my yellow striped swim trunks and pulls them from around my necks. Still, getting into them is impossible. You want to feel your intestines, go buy a pack of those lambskin condoms, take one out and unroll it. Pack it with peanut butter, smear it with petroleum jelly, and hold it under water. Then try to tear it. Try to pull it in half. It's too tough and rubbery. It's so slimy you can't hold on. A lambskin condom, that's just plain old intestine. You can see what I'm up against. You let go for a second and you're gutted. You swim for the surface, for breath, and you're gutted. You don't swim and you drown. It's the choice between being dead right now or a minute from right now. What my folks will find after work is a big, naked fetus curled in on itself, floating in the cloudy water of their backyard pool, tethered to the bottom like by a thin, thick rope of veins and twisted guts, the opposite of a kid hanging himself to death while he jacks off. This is the baby they brought home from the hospital 13 years ago. Here's the kid they hoped they would snag a football scholarship and get an MBA. Who'd care for them in their old age? Here's all their hopes and dreams, floating here, naked and dead, all around them, big milky pearls of wasted sperm. Either that, or my folks will find me wrapped in a bloody towel, collapsed halfway from the pool to the kitchen telephone, the ragged, torn scrap of my gut still hanging out the leg of my yellow-striped swim trunks. What even the French won't talk about. The big brother in the Navy, he taught us one other good phrase, a Russian phrase, the way we say, I need that like I need a hole in my head. Russian people say, I need that like I need teeth in my asshole. Mein ito narozak zubi v zenitse. I butchered that, I know. Those stories about how animals caught in a trap will chew off their leg, well, any coyote would tell you a couple bites beats the hell of being dead. Hell, even if you're Russian, someday you just might want those teeth. Otherwise, what you have to do is, you have to twist around. You hook one elbow behind your knee and put that leg up to your face. You bite and snap at your own ass. You run out of air, and you will chew through anything to get that next breath. It's not something you want to tell a girl on the first date. Not if you expect a kiss goodnight. If I told you how it tasted, you would never, ever again eat calamari. It's hard to say what my parents were more disgusted by. How I'd got in trouble or how I'd saved myself. After the hospital, my mom said, you didn't know what you were doing, honey. You were in shock. And she learned how to cook poached eggs. All those people grossed out or feeling sorry for me. I need that like I need a teeth in my asshole. Nowadays, people always tell me I look too skinny. People at dinner parties all get all quiet and pissed off when I don't eat the pot roast they cooked. Pot roast kills me. Baked ham. Anything that hangs around inside my guts for longer than a couple hours. It comes out still food. Home-cooked lima beans or chunk-like tuna fish. I'll stand up and find it still sitting there in the toilet. After you have a radical bowel resectioning, you don't digest meat so great. Most people you have 5 feet of large intestine. I've lucky to have my 6 inches. So I never got a football scholarship, never got an MBA. Both my friends, the wax kid and the carrot kid, they grew up, got big, but I never weighed a pound more than I did that day when I was 13. Another big problem was my folks paid a lot of good money for that swimming pool. In the end, my dad just told the pool guy it was a dog. The family dog fell in and drowned. The dead body got pulled into the pump. Even when the pool guy cracked open the filter casing and fished out a rubbery tube, a watery hank of intestine with a big orange vitamin pill inside. Even then, my dad just said, that dog was fucking nuts. Even from my upstairs bedroom window, you could hear my dad say, we couldn't trust that dog alone for a second. Then, my sister, Mr. Period. Even after they changed to pool water, after they sold the house and we moved to another state, after my sister's abortion, even then, my folks never mentioned it again. Ever. That is our invisible carrot. Now you can take a good deep breath. I still have not. And I hope you enjoyed that. That was Guts by Chuck Palahniuk. Thank you for listening, and pardon my stutterings.